Hi, it's Susanna from Her Money, Her Purpose, and I'm just about to shoot some video for week 10 of the Her Money, Her Purpose 12-week transformational journey, but I wanted to quickly make a video for you, which is around the topic of this week, which is your money, your relationships. And what I really specifically wanted to talk about was this concept that I think that it's not very well understood. And it's not about our individual relationship with money. It's actually about how our relationships with other people, particularly our spouse or partner, can absolutely have a dramatic and often profound impact on our own relationship with money, as well as on what's happening with our money at a material level. And so what this concept is about balance. It's about each of us preferring as human beings to operate from a place of balance. And I'm all for balance, but there are times where this concept of balance can get a bit skewed or can actually work against us. And in relationships can be one of those times. And I think it's incredibly empowering and useful to understand how the dynamic of balance impacts your money in your relationships. So just to really briefly explain this concept, each of us has our internal sense of balance around money. So that would be characterized by things like how much money we like to have in the bank, or our minimum buffer savings line, or what level of debt we're comfortable with, or how much risk we're comfortable with when it comes to different investments or even different career paths and strategies. It may impact things like how we spend. We'll have a sense of balance, and you can probably see for yourself how this might have changed over time, but generally we want to come back to that sense of balance. Like if we go on a holiday and spend a lot of money, we might, then spend a couple of months replenishing our stores, if you like. Or if we get into a lot of debt, we might become very focused on getting ourselves out of it because it disrupts our internal sense of balance. Okay, so I think that you'll understand that so far. But where it gets really interesting is when you add another person into the mix. And the reason why it can get so interesting is because they have their sense of balance and you have your sense of balance, and they can actually be two different things. And when we come together in a relationship, we can then think of the financial balance within the relationship rather than within ourselves. So I think I can hear a possum on the roof. It just scared me a little there. Within ourselves individually, we have our sense of balance, and then we sometimes feel more comfortable. We often feel more comfortable if what our internal sense of balance is also represented in the relationship. And this is where things get interesting, because if two people have two different ways of feeling in balance, then what we do, and this is often subconscious, is we look at the other person's behavior and we say, that's out of balance. I think it should be here, and I feel like they're over there. And we actually move over there. So we actually move in the opposite direction. It creates a lot of polarity in the relationship. And polarity when it comes to sexual attraction and that sort of stuff, we want it. But polarity with money can actually create a lot of conflict, a lot of insecurity. And when we're those poles apart, doing two different things, it can actually be, almost like we just feel really insecure, and we feel like our partner doesn't have our back, because why do they want to be over there? Don't they know we need to be here and we have to be over here to make it? And so I'll give you a few examples of how that could look, like practical examples. One may be around spending. So, we have our comfortable level of spending. He's spending so much, I've got to spend less. Or he's saving so much, I could splash out a bit. Or we could have it around risk. So he likes to take a lot of risk. I need to take less. Or he doesn't take much risk at all. I can take a bit more. Just to give you an idea of how it can play out. Even he thinks we only need $2,000 in the bank account to feel safe, and I think we need 10. So I'm gonna hold, that extra amount, the 8 or whatever, and it's not really in balance. And it can feel like we're not working together. And where it can create a lot of problem with conflict is that we can make the other person wrong. And we might not realize we're doing this because we want to feel balanced. We want to feel protected. We want to feel like our partner has our back. And they probably want the same things, but their definition of that is different. And I think it's very empowering and enlightening and awakening to look at that as neither right nor wrong, just that's what they are and that's how I am, and not to lose ourselves around what their sense of balance is and go over there, unless that's a decision that we decide to make, but not just to lose our true selves, because we as humans, we can choose to change, but there's a difference between choosing to change and kind of being pulled into a change and losing ourselves in the process. So I want to give you that as a way of thinking about if you're having a conflict with your money, with your partner, or to open up even a starting point for conversation. Like, I think that your balance might be different than my balance, and be curious and let's chat about that. And it might help us understand each other and not from a place of you're totally wrong for spending that much and I have to do something to compensate that, for example. So I hope that's useful, and I hope that the next time you're offended or perplexed or something around your relationship and the way that things are going with money, or even other topics, but it definitely affects money, that you can think, what is their balance, what is my balance, and how is that impacting the dynamic that's going on between us right now. It should actually give you some more insight if you're willing to open up to exploring that as a concept. So I wish you all the best with that. This is Susanna from Her Money, Her Purpose. And if you want to see more videos like this, I send them out from time to time. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel, Her Money, Her Purpose, or you can subscribe at the website, hermoneyherpurpose.com. Until next time, many joyfully abundant blessings.